Filming this, and I'm not sure if it's gonna work because this is my very first time out in the nature. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that my technical stuff is not failing me, but I know that the nature is right here for me. I am so happy to be here. Oh my gosh. I dreamed of filming videos outdoors for the longest time, but I did not have the setup. I just bought this very fancy mic, so I finally can do it. Anyways, this is my very first, this may be my week out in nature, so let's get into it. I thought that this is going to be a really cool idea, but now I'm doubting it because I can barely concentrate because all I want to do is just lay down in the sun and dilly-dally. This is the new phrase that I heard on TikTok. Well, I heard it before, but I really listened this week and I thought, yes, that's what good life is all about being able to dilly-dally. If you don't know, if you're not an English speaker, dilly-dally is basically doing something that you like, but doing it slowly, kind of wasting time. And you know, I discovered this recipe for joy and for life a while ago about dilly-dallying. I've been really immersing myself in this mindful way of living. But when I became a mother, that just went to a different depth because my son is a professional dilly-dallier and I'm learning from him how to be here and now. You know, I don't really meditate that much, but I do spend a lot of time in the present moment, being still and aware of my surroundings, of my body, of what I'm sensing, what I'm feeling. So I think this is the cool way to approach mindful living, is to dilly-dally. Something else that I've been thinking about a lot in recent years since having my son. When I'm raising him, I'm thinking about his brain and brain development, about his emotions, about his nervous system regulation and all of those things. And only now I see how much noise we are making unnecessarily and how much we fill our calendars, all the gaps and all the spaces that could be dedicated to the present moment. When I'm attuned to my son and when I just observe him, all he wants to do is be here now. He's 2 and 7 months actually. He very rarely asks me to do something, to go somewhere. Like, that's very rare because when he's so present, he always enjoys what is right in front of him in the very moment. I think when we're so focused on the doing, on taking them to another class, taking them to another playroom, taking them to another mommy and me group, yada, 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 we're really not giving them any space just to be chill and connect to their desires that coming from inside of them. When we lose that connection to our own presence, we can no longer hear ourselves and we hear the outside world instead. Doing my best to respect my son and his presence and his connection to his essence. He keeps showing me these new things that I did not know, not only about him, but about myself, about the world, about the bigger picture. He's such a wonderful teacher because he's not indoctrinated just yet. And what an opportunity it is for us adults to learn from these little kids who are so pure, who cannot lie, always keep coming back to the present moment, even though we keep taking them out of the present moment. Like, they're the best anchor. And I really don't get it. Like, what's the point to come here and live someone else's ideas, live someone else's beliefs, and essentially live someone else's life? Like, what's the point in that? There is no point in that. That's the answer. So our job then becomes to keep reclaiming that power back to ourselves. And most of the time, it's really, really hard to do because, again, our society and culture puts such a huge pressure on all of us. That is why it's so important to protect our kids from phones, to protect them from the sense of achievement and working for the end goal rather than focusing on what they're doing in the moment and just allowing them to enjoy it. We've been touring daycares for the last few days. And I'm like just witnessing how our institutions that we create, for some reason, how they harm kids most of the time because they're so focused on doing rather than just allowing kids to roam and be free and give them the space to connect to themselves so they could hear themselves. That's what childhood is all about. That is the time when you learn who you are, not in a big way, but like what you're feeling, what you want, what your needs are, when you're hungry, when you're not hungry, when you're tired, what excites you, what draws your attention, what kind of games you want to play. That's what it's all about. And when we rob kids of that, we screw them for the rest of their lives, because then they're just focused on the achievement, on the title, on money, on material stuff, on the outside. And they no longer know how to connect to the inside. So I'm very, very strict on that as a mother for my son, and I'm very careful about myself as well. So this show, you know, when I'm creating it, sometimes I slip and I go into the what will other people enjoy kind of thinking. But also this is my practice, how I reclaim my sense of ownership and what I want to do and how I am enjoying my creative process and how I want to create these episodes and what it means to me. I really respect the silence and the gap, because in that gap I connect to myself. And when I look back on my life, I realize that all the best things came from that gap, in that silence. This show, for example, it came out from silence. You know, I did not need to become a YouTuber or a content creator. I'm a successful life coach, if I do say so myself. You know, I'm a working mom, I have my hands full, but something in me, when I get silent and still, wants to create something like this, like positive content, you know, inspiring content. So I do it. My son was born out of silence. For the longest time and for years, I thought that I would not have a child. I did not want one. I felt at peace and at ease with the idea that most likely I won't have kids. So when I started to get that or feel that desire in me, I was very curious about it. It's like, this is new. And I was truthful to myself, and I kept listening, and this desire kept increasing in me. So that's when my husband and I, we decided to have a child. So it did not come from the outside, it came from my inside, from that stillness. Also, when I look back, when I see the choices that I made because I was trying to force, to prove, because I wanted to achieve something, all of them, they either failed or I was miserable trying to chase them. So what I'm trying to say here is that I really respect the silence. I really respect the space. And I am also extending this invitation for you as well to really embrace it, even though the world is really, really loud and it's trying to make us, you know, to forget that we have that agency and that we have this compass inside of us. Another trend that I really, really love on TikTok is those videos, you know, that say, oh, I almost forgot that this is the whole point. I watch so many of them. They always put me in a better mood. And these are a few of my favorite ones. Check them out. And this is my own take on the trend. is so nice. I cannot get over it. Let me take you around and show you this gorgeous, gorgeous spot that I found. Are you kidding me? I am so doing this. Oh, these are high. Hold on. Oh my God. These are the best swings I've ever been on. Oh, this is how we do it. Oh my God. Are you ready? Wow. Now, this made my week. Oh my gosh. If you're ever in Lithuania, I'm gonna leave the address of this place in the comments below, in the description down below. Oh my gosh. You gotta come here and sit on the swing because this is something else. I've been on many swings, but nothing like this. Oh my God. I still cannot get over how gorgeous this place is. I just met the cutest couple. They went on a swing as well and they're having the best time. This is one of the best days I've had in a very long time. And the best part is that this area is like 7 minutes drive away from my home where I live. Like, I'm coming here tonight with my son and with my husband. They gotta swing on that swing. This day and this experience is really, I'm holding this so the frame would be nice. It's just, you know, a reminder yet again that we really don't need things. We really don't. We need nature, we need experiences, we need surprise, we need the sense of awe. We need, you know, connections. I'd love to share my experience today with somebody else. That's what I'm gonna do tonight. I'm gonna bring my son and husband here, but like, it's not in the thing, it's in the experience. And that's why life is so fun. Because experiences are all around us. You can dilly-dally all day long if you choose to.